I've told you all about the enhanced CPD, and I've told you why the personal development plan would be so important for you. So now we start the 8 stages of your personal development plan. The first stage is understand. If you don't understand something, you will not do it properly, you will not do it correctly, and you will end up not achieving the benefits of it. Now we have to do the PDP, but rather than looking at it as a regulatory burden, why not convert this into a tool that can really help you develop into a better professional? And therefore we need to understand it, and understand comes into the middle of our circle for this video. Now, the aim of this video is to make you understand the benefits of the personal development plan and give you an insight into why the PDP is beneficial and an insight into how the intelligent PDP achieves these benefits for you. And by the end of this stage, you'll have an insight into why the intelligent PDP is important, why the intelligent PDP is better than any other PDP out there. I'll give you 11 reasons. You decide of those 11 which ones are important for you. Now, if you think about it, as dentists, as dental professionals, what we've been taught is the whole tooth. Nothing else but the tooth, the whole tooth, and nothing but the tooth. So all we end up doing all the time is going on courses about the tooth. Clinical courses, clinical courses, clinical courses. That's all we think we're important. I'm going to do a course on ortho. I'm going to do a course on perio. I'm going to go on composites. I understand that's what we do in patients. But think about it. It's not just the tooth you're dealing with. End of the day, that patient walks in, you're talking to them, you're communicating with them. You have to win their trust. That doesn't happen on the tooth. You're working with a team. You have a welcome team or a reception team. You have a dental technician you communicate with all the time. You have your nurses you're working with all the time. You're talking to people all the time. So surely one of the important things is communication skills. The other things you see, you're a leader. People are looking up to you. Whether you're a dental technician, a dental nurse, a dentist, you're leading patients, you're leading a team. So leadership skills become very important. If you think about it, you're all working as a team. We need to be working together. Now, that enables us to develop all round. Now, what a personal development plan does, if used the right way, if you're aware of the learning needs, the self-assessment, it enables you as a professional to develop all round. And the GDC's high-level outcomes, A, B, C, D, have been designed for that very reason. They don't see outcome C is maintenance of clinical skill, but they want you to develop in your communication, your leadership, your professionalism. And this is why the PDP is very good. And our intelligent PDP helps you through all-round development because there are over 50 topics you can put on your PDP to give you the help and learning approach that enables you to really grow into a better professional. Now, invariably, I've told you just now about all-round development, but the problem is any course we go, any course we find, it's always about a clinical course because that's what we enjoy. So you'll say, I enjoy this, I'm going to do this, I want to do this. And what you end up doing is you keep doing what you want to do, what you enjoy. It's a once sort of driven approach. And you end up neglecting certain areas of your development which you may not even be aware about, but they're critically important to you to develop as a person. Think about this. I'm a periodontist. I used to go on so many periodontal courses. My MClean Dent was all about how many papers do you read, this clinical, that clinical. And one day, out of the blue, I went on a course with Kevin Rose, who's a business coach. And he started talking about communication and certain nuances of communication. And I started applying this in practice. And interestingly, some of my patients who were really not getting the motivation to really clean well or carry out home care. How many times do you say, of my periodontal patients never listen? This one course changed it for me. I never even knew I had a learning need of communication. Now, what a personal development plan does, if done the right way, it objectively helps you identify your learning needs. So you don't do just what you want to, but you go through a needs-driven approach. You end up, as a result, developing as an all-round professional. And that's why it's a wants versus needs and a personal development plan without any bias, without any sort of influence, objectively helps you identify your learning needs. Now think about it this way. How does it do that? Well, there's a dedicated learning needs section on the Intelligent PDP, and it shows you how you can type your learning needs. And I'll be talking about this in the third video, the third part of this. But those sort of useful factors help you identify this, and the Intelligent PDP has been developed to go through this approach. Now think about this. If you objectively identify your learning needs, then you make the right plan. And I'm going to show you how to do that in video number 5, how to make the right plan. What happens is you find the right courses. Now, I'll tell you something. Just recently, I bought a brand new Ford Fiesta, a grey metallic Ford Fiesta. Now, before that, I had a white one. Every time I went on the road, all I could see was the white Ford Fiesta. And it was getting a bit annoying for me. I thought everyone's got a white one. So when I bought the new one, I said I'll get the grey one because nobody's got it. The minute I started driving from the showroom to my home, on the road, I started looking to find Ford Fiestas of the same colour. And I started thinking, what? Has everyone just bought this thing today? Actually, no. My grey metallic Ford Fiesta radar was switched on. I was looking out for this thing. It had been there all the time, but I hadn't been looking out for it. Now, what a personal development plan does from a course's viewpoint, you have made us an objective plan. You know exactly what course you're looking for, and you'll start finding it, which is brilliant. Because what happens at the moment is most of us go on a course because someone's recommended it. Or lots of people say, oh, this guy runs a great course, and you go. But it's a great course for that person to fit their learning style, to fit their learning needs, to fit the fact that their personalities match. How do you know that course is going to be right for you? And that's what the PDP should be doing. It should be not just objectively identifying your learning needs, but you'll be writing a lot more to think exactly the type of course you need. Not just the course clinically, who teaches what, but the way the delivery of that course is done. The way the person talks, what do they teach? All these things come in, and your grey metallic Ford Fiesta radar switches on. And the Intelligent PDP does this because it takes into account your learning methods and the topics you want to learn. And then also some objectives, and pings you the relevant courses based on those learning methods. We have thought about this a bit more than anyone else would. And guess what? Because now you've identified your learning needs and now you know exactly what course you're looking for, you'll take a proactive approach. As I told you, if you're thinking right now, what happens? Someone recommends a course to you, or you see someone doing some interesting things on Facebook, and you think, yeah, this is the course I'm going to go because he's doing clinically, he's doing the right thing. Or, you see someone, some speaker somewhere, and you say, yeah, I'll go on that course. And then you come back to practice and go, oh, how do I apply this now? Or sometimes you go, having seen this, and you find actually the person delivering the course wasn't exactly what you expected. Someone else might have liked it, that form of delivery, but someone may not. I ramble on my courses. I talk a lot when I deliver courses. Some people don't want that. So the PDP helps you find the right course, but it's a proactive approach because first you identify your learning needs in practice, your circumstances. Then you say, I'll find the course that matches that. So when you go on the learning course, you get more out of it and you can apply it straight in practice. Shouldn't it be that way around? Should it be the other way where someone recommends a course, you go on it, and then you think, how do I apply this in practice? So the PDP really focuses you on developing a real proactive approach. And the Intelligent PDP does that because it has a workflow that enables you to think about all these factors before you go in and identify your course. And it messages you the relevant content so that you are getting the learning specific to you. And as I said in the Enhanced CPD lecture, the whole purpose of the PDP and then GDC's new Enhanced CPD scheme is about relevance to patient care. Every learning we do, we're healthcare professionals, forget GDC's aim, us as healthcare professionals, our aim of learning is to learn something so we can help our patients. So with a PDP, you are finding those deficiencies so that you can develop learning and develop as a professional to deliver that correct patient care. And the Intelligent PDP does this because it has a dedicated self-assessment section. It identifies all your strengths, it identifies your constraints, your resources, the environment in which you work to help you to identify what relevance it is for you. And that's very important. Now, if you think about it, Prioritization of learning is important. There's so many courses out there. But for you, isn't time an issue? Have you got all the money in the world? We'd all love to go on all these courses all the time. We'd all love to end up there, but can we? Money, time are challenges. So what ends up is you prioritize what's important. And I will be talking about prioritization of learning needs in stage 3. But the PDP really helps you. So you do the important things first, and therefore you're moving in the right direction. There's so many choices these days in everything in life. If you've got £1 to spend, you must spend it wisely, and you must spend it efficiently. And the PDP makes you think about these things in a very focused manner. With the intelligent PDP, we have a way to prioritize learning needs in your learning needs section. So it solves the prioritization area. And more importantly, as a result, it helps you structure your learning, because for each learning need, you then work out how many hours, how many minutes do you want to do each year? How do you want to do it? You're structuring your learning in a very, very formalized fashion, in a way to enable you to develop yourself. Otherwise, you'll be going helter-skelter all over the place. Oh, I'll go and do this course. Oh, I need to do this course. I need to do this. But this focuses you so well. And the intelligent PDP enables structuring of your learning because it has a method to help you plan and organize your goals. The other thing is, when you make a plan, unless you're measuring it and unless you're accountable for the results of it, you're not going to achieve it. And the intelligent PDP helps that because accountability and measurability is important. If you don't measure something, you won't be accountable for it. If you don't measure something, you won't know where you are in your path of development. If you don't measure something, then you'll never achieve it. You must measure your progress. And we have a wonderful system with traffic light system, a percentage bar that's measuring your progress as you go along. And the intelligent PDP has an entire progress section dedicated to measuring your progression. That's how we do it. Now, if you really think all these bits are not important, then I'll tell you what, PDPs are important now. As professionals, we have always seen ourselves as competent. We know we're doing the right thing. But now it has reached a stage where we need to be seen to be doing that. We need to be seen to be competent, that the fact that we're acting as professionals and learning together, and external validation. That's where enhanced CPD has come in. The GDC wants to see that the learning you're doing is relevant to your patients. So if nothing else, the PDP is important for you for that reason on its own. And how the PDP does, it allows you to plan your and therefore print your entire PDP. So if anybody asks, you can show it. Not only that, but you could have a mentor or an appraiser, and you can share the PDP with them, so you're seen to be developing with somebody else. We have about 40 to 50 trained appraisers in Tubules who actually teach you how to develop a PDP and have been trained to help you develop in the correct manner. So if you really then needed external validation, the Tubules intelligent PDP with its 360 feedback appraiser system enables this for you in a positive way. Now, I was talking to certain medical legal friends. Now, at the moment you get a problem, God forbid something happens where a patient complains and we have a medical legal case, we're told to go on remedial courses. However, the PDP may start becoming a critical part of this, because if you've had a patient complaint, they may look at your learning needs and your plan to say, this person was thinking about this. This person may have not been on a course yet, but it was in their plan. It becomes a thing that shows insight. The PDP starts developing you as a professional who is actually actively looking and doing insight about the things going on in daily practice. And from a medical legal viewpoint, this can work in your favor. Anecdotally, there's a story about a practitioner who diagnosed an oral cancer lesion a bit late, ended up with GDC, but the fact that there was a PDP, and over the years before the GDC case came to hearing, this practitioner had shown insight and shown a plan of development to improve themselves professionally, worked in their favor. And the intelligent PDP has a plan, a method in which you can prioritize your learning needs so that you can actually show you're showing insight. When you make your plan, we have a special section where you write your goal review notes. So your plan notes are written. So after you've learned, show some insight. And then there's obviously the reflections of the activities you do. And I'll talk more about reflections in part 6 of this as well. But the PDP is important for that reason as well. And finally, I talked a bit about this, but the appraisal system. We're reaching a phase where revalidation may come in. We will need to be appraised by colleagues who will appraise us, who will see that we're doing the right thing, who will see what we are approaching and how we're developing and help us. Now, DentinalTubules has 40 or 50 trained appraisers who will help you through this. But the intelligent PDP has tools such as the 360 feedback, tools such as allowing you to share your PDP with an appraiser to enable positive, objective development appraisals. And therefore, and you do this privately, you share it privately with your appraiser so nobody else can see it, but it helps you develop into a much better professional. And if you put all that together and you use the PDP the right way, it'll enable all-round development. It'll objectively measure your learning needs, not with bias. It'll move forward to help you find the right courses your grey Ford Fiesta, metallic Ford Fiesta radar is going to switch on. And then it'll also help you with a proactive approach where you'll find the courses relevant to your learning, not go on a course and think, how am I going to fit this in practice? It'll help you with a structured learning approach that is relevant to your patient care. You'll prioritize your learning. You will move forward to structure the learning well. You will be measuring this, so you'll be accountable for it. And from all that together, you will probably be in a much stronger position to enable external validation, which the PDP helps. And medico-legally, it may work in your favor, and the appraisal system may work in your favor. So the PDP is not just a box-ticking exercise. It has a lot of benefits all around, and it's what benefits you think are most important to you. But as I've been reading and learning about PDP, I think this is your Fitbit for education. And the intelligent PDP is definitely the top level Fitbit for your CPD. So you better start using it in the right way. Now you know the benefits of the intelligent PDP. Congratulations. For us, that is step 1 achieved. In step 2, stage 2, I'll talk about the self-assessment.